Geschichte von Arden.
Already as a little boy, I loved to play with Matchbox car models. Years went by, but my affinity with British cars never changed. No wonder the Matchbox cars grew into real ones. In the 80s, I started to sell them. I opened a Jag dealership and bound my life with this brand for good. And not only because of the racing, I wanted to interconnect the British and German car building school and combine the best from both.
Aber von der Technik im Grunde genommen auch sehr gut vom Engineering.
Many a time during the past 30 years have we proved that our engineers and developers are setting up new trends. For example, we offered ABS and airbags for the XJ series sooner than the manufacturer themselves. And by the end of the 80s, we had displayed our pieces at all the international auto shows in Geneva, Frankfurt and Essen. At the break of the millennium, I decided to quit my dealing activities. By the way, we were the best dealership in the whole of Europe and tried to concentrate exclusively on car transformations and on the development of the Arden brand. Today, we reconstruct not only Jags but also Land Rovers and offer special packages for Bentley cars. We have more than 20 sales rooms worldwide and have achieved significant sport and business results. Hence, I can be satisfied with my company's progress. Therefore, I hope that we will be successful during the coming years also.
Wenn mal was ist, ja, dass der Kunde geholfen wird.
And I hope this will be more dynamic than before. Concerning the wild ride on the edge, this Black Lizard has quite an aptitude for. Under its hood, the batch of 470 horses is skipping around. And when their jockey spurns them up sprinting, they're reaching 100 in 4 seconds. And they can run over 305 kilometers an hour. That's pretty impressive, don't you think? We're afraid that we won't see much of the dynamic dispositions of this car. The driver is probably no stuntman, and he doesn't want to cause any problems on such slick roads, especially with the summer tyres and with 500 of horses behind his back. And we don't blame him, you know? To pay back the sum of 140,000 euros, almost 3.5 million crowns, takes some time. Quite a long time. But the brutal schedule of the due dates probably won't be the worst thing. To explain such a thing to Mr. Arden would be much worse. These cars mean literally everything to him.
Arden ist was ganz Spezielles. Es ist was einzigartiges.
I have warm affinity to all the cars which have come through our workroom. We finish only 50 cars per year maximum, but this doesn't mean only the visual tuning. The Arden's philosophy is based on German engineering and downright machinery. We take advantage of our own motor racing experiences also, and I can daringly say that there are only a few comparable car rebuilders on the market. Together with the visual tuning and controlling unit reprogramming, we know how to develop our own compressors. We can change the automatic gearbox to a manual, build a brand new braking system, and so on and so forth.
Arden R-Type.
Our approach can be seen on this car here. This is one of our masterpieces, the Arden Jaguar XKA. Although first impressions can deceive you, there isn't much from the original model left in this car. The body, for example, is completely new. It's wider by 6 centimeters. The 8-cylinder compressor supercharged engine is more powerful by 60 horsepower. This equals 423 horsepower total. The gyroscopic moment is increased by almost 100 nms to 591. This car goes up to 280 kilometers an hour and it accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.4 seconds. The gearbox has been redone also. It's inspired by Formula One Tiptronics. The car also has different brakes and a modified chassis. From today's point of view, the installation of the navigation system is very interesting. At the time, at the end of the 90s, it was just the beginning for us. You see, when we went out with this car, it was really something. But the progress goes on, and today we know how to accomplish much, much more. But let's visit the North German Krefeld for the last time. At the local castle, another prince awaits us. The Arden tuners have got a novelty Jaguar XF on their hands. The car's interior is almost unchanged, except the small detail of decorative pedal covers with the Arden logo. On the part of the rebuilder, this means sort of an instinctive acknowledgement of the quality work of the car manufacturers. But by their modifications, we can conclude that the Ardeners weren't so happy with the aggregate and the car's lookout. Concerning the engine, to the current 210 horsepowers, it now has another 40 moved in. But the most outstanding changes in the case of this silver beauty are visual. New fenders, wider doorsteps, and of course monstrous 21-inch wheels. The 4 new decorative exhaust endings should probably cover up the fact that the owner couldn't afford the top gasoline 8-cylinder and contented himself with the diesel 6-cylinder 2.7. To make ourselves clear, we don't disapprove with the 6-cylinder diesel under the Jag's hood. By the virtue of it, this car devours huge portions of kilometers for few gills of fuel, and this makes it the dream for any manager. But to give this diesel 6-cylinder 6 muzzles? Don't be angry, but we regard this somehow beneath the dignity of the Jag owner. Of course, your opinion can be opposite, and if you like these modifications, nothing hinders you from saving, roughly speaking, 30,000 euros and decorating your XF up to the same level. The production version of the Jaguar XF differs from the Arden Jaguar AJ21 modification visually first of all. No wonder, this pleasantry costs almost 16,000 euros, and the special 21-inch wheels another 7,500. By contrast though, the engine modifications are only 1,500. For this money you get 40 horsepower more and 80 nms higher torque compared with the production version. So the modified car leaves its production relative far behind. 20 minutes ago, we asked you about colours, and we'll ask you again now. Which one did you like the best? Would you pick the black or the silver? Our editorial staff have an unequivocal opinion about this. Closest to the auto show garage doors would be Mr. Turak's magnificent silver grey Jaguar XJR. Just behind it would stand the hellish black coupe Arden AJ20. The outlooks of the diesel XF, Arden AJ21 or the SUV Arden Stronger are a little bit too frightening for us, so their fate isn't decided yet. Maybe you could send us your advice about it. So, what do you think? Silver or black?